This is one of the buildings you would actually see like in Old San Juan. And this is the way most of the buildings are. They're always with like the little fencing or little balconies where people used to hang out, listen to music on the street. And that's what this building is trying to portray is San Juan, Old San Juan. We also have murals that represent our flags. So the flag that's over here, it represents the Humboldt Park flag, which has the Tainos and traditional Taino garb with the palm trees of Puerto Rico, the backdrop of downtown, and of course, those big steel Puerto Rican flags. And in September, we have something what we call Paseo Boricua. It's during Labor Day weekend. And this is usually what the neighborhood looks like because everyone comes and streams into the streets of division between Western and California. Here at Humboldt Park, we have, of course, our businesses. Papa Cachez is a very traditional Puerto Rican restaurant. During the summer, he has his little outside patio. This is what we call a botanica. You know, they have like herbal roots and natural ways of healings and whatnot. And this place has been here, it's been here forever. This is a tree that's typical of the Puerto Rican. It's a flower in Puerto Rico that's on a lot of our trees, and it's traditional. Here on Division, most of the peoples, they try to name their businesses after either Taino names or something that relates to Puerto Rico. See, some businesses also have like, if you look up here, it looks like El Morro, and they're trying to use a traditional look of Puerto Rico. This is the Afro-Caribe Cultural Center and Academy. They teach how to drum. These are traditional drums like bongos and congas. That used to be a liquor store that was open when I was younger. It hasn't been open for a while. Solo at Paseo. Puerto Rican Culture Center actually put up the planterns to make it more lively in the neighborhood. This is it's a casita, but it's also considered the school. A building like this would be considered a regular school in Puerto Rico in one of the towns. That's a picture, it's a picture of Pedro Albizu Campos. And then that's an actual statue of him. And usually places like this, especially in the cities, would be where people would gather together, play dominoes, talk, do bembes, where they would play instruments and just get to know each other and relate. This is Lolita Lebron, which is considered a heroine for the liberal movement in Puerto Rico. Okay, there's a bakery here. It's called Café Colao. Originally, it was a Polish bakery when I was a little girl. That's where we used to get our long bread from. But now it's a Puerto Rican cafe. We have a lot of different organizations on the streets, on the 5 blocks of Paseo Boricua. We have Vida Sida, we have Rescate. Rescate is for troubled teens that don't have homes. Vida Sida is something that helps people learn and educate themselves about AIDS. My grandfather owned a couple buildings on Washtenaw and Crystal, and this is where we came all the time. I would come in here as a little girl and play with everything and get in trouble for it. But he's been here forever, and they're great. And they're actually, one of the brothers passed away not too long ago, and they actually made an honorary sign. Now here we have a mural that represents pretty much the old and the new, and it has all the traditions. We also have Taino Indians. Clemente is a big one. We also have Oscar Lopez, which is a big figure in the neighborhood. Here we have a future site of the urban theater or Teatro Urbano. It's going to be a big project here that's going to house these 5 buildings. It used to be Ashland Sausage once upon a time. Actually, right, that storefront with the yellow and the burgundy actually used to be a meat market. That's where my grandmother used to get her live chickens so that we could have fresh chicken soup. Now this is a site that I would say, instead of making it so modern, it should look like Puerto Rico, old Puerto Rico, or a theater that you would find in Old San Juan. Like Jeyuya is the barbershop. That barbershop has been here since I was a little girl too. That's where all the guys in the neighborhood used to go get their haircut. Ay Mami, it shows the fancier Puerto Rican cuisines. Originally used to be called Coco's. And then Lily's record shop, she's been here forever too. She's like literally a huge asset to the neighborhood. El Borinquen has been another restaurant that's been in our neighborhood for many years. And when I was younger, upstairs, and I think they still do it, the cantina, they used to have like dances and things like that up there. This is Pedro Avisu Campos. The high school is housed here. Part of it is also housed in the corner building here. It's considered an alternative high school. And right next door is Latin American, which is another restaurant that has been in our neighborhood for many years. And my favorite building of them all is right here, which looks like the actual El Morro, even though the front of the pillar is a little bit longer, but it looks exactly like El Morro. And my philosophy behind this street on California and Division is when you're walking into Paseo Boricua, it's like coming into Puerto Rico, because El Morro is surrounded by the sea, and it actually looks like two streets, and that's Division and California, and right on the corner is El Morro. This is a flag that actually is the entrance of Paseo Boricua. What Humboldt Park means to me, it's the heart and my soul. I was born and raised in the neighborhood. I know many people here. I've seen all the changes that have happened here. My grandfather was one of those Puerto Ricans that came from Puerto Rico, started working with Zenith Company, made something of himself, bought buildings. The love of the community is great. Growing up was wonderful here. I mean, you always get the negative side of Humboldt Park, but you don't get the community of Humboldt Park. You don't get how we always band together to be together. And for me, walking down Division brings me joy, but I want it to strive, and I want it to grow, and I want it to be more than it is right now. I want people to come from New York and come visit here, like, if we were, a Wicker Park, or if we were a, Lincoln Park or whatnot. I want them to come here and be like, man, their food's great, the people are great, they're happy. And that's what I want. When you come into the park, you'll see people in the park either playing instruments, enjoying themselves. I mean, we have a great park. We have a beautiful park with great pathways and great running space. Plenty of little parks for the kids to play in, playgrounds. And we have a few little trailers that have Puerto Rican foods, the fried foods and things like that. So if you didn't want to go sit in a restaurant, you can sit in the park and enjoy a Puerto Rican appetizer. Best memory of this park would probably be, I used to look forward to the Puerto Rican parades when I was little. You just walked in and everything was there, and everyone was happy, and the music was louder than than usual. Those are my fondest memories, being with my mom, my dad, just hanging out, sitting on little lawn chairs and listening to music, or jumping up and dancing salsa or merengue, or they used to come out, start playing just, the traditional, and playing their drums, and people get up and all the women used to be like, hey, Those are the memories I have.